Okay, so we're on still 2.3. We're in your Notable on page 68, and we're going to go until page 69. So we're going to now be subtracting integers. Yesterday we were adding, today we're subtracting. So we're finding each difference by using the additive inverse. Well, additive inverse just means the opposite. So if we have a positive 9, our additive inverse will be negative 9. So let's do this example 8 here. It says 5 minus 9. We're going to turn this positive 9 into a negative 9, and then we're going to add it. So we're adding here, so we're changing our subtraction sign to an addition sign. And in this case, we're going to put our negative 9 here. Now remember, negative 9 is the additive inverse of positive 9. So in this case, we started with the positive 9. We're ending up with the negative 9. So what are we adding? We're adding 5 and negative 9. Now on a number line, as we've used in class, let's say it looks like this. You start at 0. You go 5 in the positive direction over here to 5. Then if we're adding a negative 9, we know we subtract 9. So we're going to go past 0. How many spaces? We're going to go past 0 to negative 4. So that's going to be our answer. All right, next one, number 9. Again, we're finding using the additive inverse. So negative 8 minus 4. So we're rewriting as a sum using the additive inverse of 4. What is the sum, or what is the additive inverse of our positive 4? Again, it's going to be negative 4. So we add negative 8 and negative 4. And again, I'm going to show you what this looks like on a number line. A very sloppy number line. We start at 0, always. We go to our first number, which is negative 8, so we know we move to the left. Negative 8, let's say it's to here. Negative 8. We then move, since it's negative, we move more to the left to negative 4, and we're at negative 12. So here we have negative 4, here we have negative 8. Negative 8 plus negative 4 is negative 12. Just how positive 8 plus positive 4 would be positive 12. All right, our last example. Negative 6 minus a negative 3. So notice how we started with two positive numbers subtracting. Now we have one negative number, and now we have both negative numbers subtracting. So we want to rewrite the sum using the additive inverse of negative 3. What is the additive inverse of negative 3? Well, for the additive inverse of 4 and 9 are negative 4 and negative 9, we know the additive inverse of negative 3 is going to give us a positive 3. So now what are we going to do? Let's show you on a number line once more. We always start at 0. In this case, we're moving to the left 6. So let's say we're going down 6 units. Now we're adding a positive 3. So we go back 3 units. But where do we end up? We end up at negative 3. So we don't go all the way back to 0 because we're not going over 6 units. We're only going over 3. So we end up at negative 3. All right. Next one, your turn. Find each difference using additive inverse. So rewrite the problem using the additive inverse. If you need to, use some number lines and check back for your answer. Okay, so these should be your answers for A, B, and C. You should have gotten negative 3, negative 7, and positive 1. Those are also the number lines, what they look like, something like that. So, number 11, simplifying expressions. Simplify each expression. And remember for this one, we didn't do this. What we did was we said, okay, we have negative 4Ks, and we have positive 6Ks. Can we combine them? Yes, we can. How do we combine them? Or how do we know? It's because they're like terms. They have the same variable. and that variable in this case is k. So how do we do it? We just add -4 and 6, and we've been doing adding integers this week, so we know that -4 plus a +6 is going to give us 2. And what is our variable? Our variable is k, so our answer is 2k. So again, we're going to skip this step. And this step, instead of rewriting, or we are going to rewrite using the additive inverse, but we are going to do it in a different way. So we'll do it over here. So it says 9m minus -3m. So remember, we change the sign to plus, and then our additive inverse of -3m is +3m. So what is 9m plus 3m? Well, we know we can combine those because they are like terms, and that's 12m. So you just add 9 and 3 and you get 12m. Okay. Next one, we have 7x minus 10x. Again, we're going to skip this step, and we are going to rewrite it using the additive inverse. We're going to do that over here. So we have 7x plus -10x. So remember, we change the sign to addition, and then we change the sign of our number to the additive inverse, the opposite number. So 10, the opposite of 10 is this -10. So can we combine these? Yes, we can. Remember, if we were looking at this on the number line, we have 0 here. We'd start at 0, we'd go 7 this way, and then we'd go back 10 this way. We'd end up at -3. So we have -3x. Okay, so now your turn. Try and see if you get the right answer. Okay, so here's the answers for A, B, and C. Again, we rewrote these as addition problems here, and we changed each of the second numbers to their additive inverse. So for the first two, we changed our positive numbers to negative numbers. And in the last one, C, we changed our negative number to a positive number. So let's move on. Banking. Anne spent $15 more than she has in her bank account. The balance in her account is -$15. She deposited $20. How much is in her account now? So -15 represents her balance. +20 represents her deposit. So beginning balance, we have -15. Then she deposited $20 more. How much does she have left? Well, -15 plus 20 we know is 5. So she has $5 in her account now. All right, your turn. Cedric spent $25 more than he has in his bank account. The balance in his account is -$25. He deposited $40. How much is in his account now? So pause here, see if you can write an equation for that and give me the answer. Okay, so this should be the equation that you got here for this word problem. And remember, with all of our word problems, we write them in a complete sentence for our answer. So it says Cedric has $15 in his account. Okay, so make sure you get these completed and I stamp them. Go ahead and start your assignment.